This is a production planning problem where we have weight requirements, space requirements, profit, quota, and limit for 5 different items. So this is a dynamic problem. So once clicked on this button, it should take you on a user form where we can find it here, Developer Visual Basic. Go in Forms, Form Input, Form Parameters. So once clicked on the Solve Dynamic button, it should take us on this user form in which it will ask the number of decision variables that you want, and it ranges from 1 to 5. So once clicked on it, it will take you on the next form, which is a form input. So based on your number of decision variables, these frames will be visible. Suppose you just chose one decision variable, only one frame will be visible and the rest will be made visible is equal to false. So here the user can put in his values, and then once clicked on OK, it will dynamically solve the problem and give you the objective function. So we will see how to code this. So we will first go in our form parameters and write this code. So for the cancel button, it says just unload me. For the OK button, we have the number of decision variables, which is equal to the text decision variable dot value. The number of constraints is equal to 2 into the number of decision variables plus 2. For I is equal to 1 to number of decision variables, frames dot visible is equal to true. And from that OK button, it unloads and then takes us to the form input where the user can enter his values. For the spin button, its value is equal to the text for the decision variable. And the user form initialize is frame I dot visible is equal to false for I is equal to 1 to 5. So this is your first user form. Your second user form is form input. So we will write the code as this. So for the cancel button is just unload me. For the OK button, we say that the range weight RHS dot value is equal to the text in here. So the text in here is equal to the range weight RHS, and similarly for the space, it's equal to the space RHS. For I is equal to 1 to 5, if frames dot visible is equal to true, then the value will be assigned to those respectively, and then it unloads. Next comes the user form initialize. So we first of all initialize all our text boxes to our variables, and also the text box dot value, we set it to 100. We set all these values for weight, space, profit, quota, and limit. So these are our two user forms. Next, we will write in module, we will insert a module and write this code. So first of all, we write a code called subprocedure called set parameters. So here we activate our worksheet production. We set our ranges on the worksheet to these variables and then call clear previous. Clear previous subprocedure clears all our previous data from the worksheet. After that, in set parameters, we set our frames to various frames which are named as frame input dot frame item 1, 2, etc. We then rename our ranges as you can see here, and then we call solve problem. Solve problem is in module 2. So as you can see here, the solve problem procedure creates a problem instance and adds the corresponding decision variables, constraints, and objective function. So Here, these are the code lines to add the decision variables, the objective function. Here it creates a constraints array. It also adds the quota and limit constraints. There are the weight constraints, the space constraints. Next, this part of solve problem procedure selects an engine, sets engine parameters, and solves the problem. So in this case, we are choosing the standard LP quadratic engine to solve the problem. The clear problem subprocedure frees the memory allocated to problem, variable, and function objects. And in view results, it prints the value of the decision variables, dual variables, and the objective function value on our worksheet. So this is the code here. You can run this code by going and set parameters, press play. You say you have two decision variables, you click OK, you're okay with this data, you click on OK. You get the value of the first decision variable is 20, second, you get all the data. And your data is here, and your objective function is $16,000.